Hi, everybody. I've been trying to get this lighting just right. I don't know if that's better or that's better. Y'all kind of help me. Oh, that's too dark. Okay. Anyway, it's not really about the lighting, is it? Is it? I am Dr. Delium Tingamy. I am a certified anger management specialist. I am an ordained international chaplain, and I have a national provider number. I'm going to talk about what this is really all about, and that's about anger and anger management. You've heard me say in the past that um, all anger is not bad. All anger is not bad. Trying to turn my phone off so I won't interrupt. All anger is not bad. You know, some anger, if it drives you to do great things, it's okay because you've learned how to use that anger in a positive way. It's when it becomes out of our control and we recognize that we have a problem, or the courts recognize that you have a problem. It's when we seek someone who can help us walk through or peel back the onion, as I like to say. I like to take an onion into my first therapy with a client and just take the onion and I'll ask the question about the onion. They answer appropriately, and usually we can go on from there. But I want to talk about what anger is and how it can impact your life. As I said, anger is a perfectly normal human emotion when dealt with appropriately. Remember, the word here is dealt with, the phrase is dealt with appropriately. You don't mind your child getting mad. It's when they act up and show their anger in an inappropriate manner. That's when it can be unhealthy. However, you need to be able to manage your anger because, quote, Dr. Tingamy created this one, you are the boss of your own anger. Nobody made you get mad. Nobody made you kill it. Nobody did that. You are the boss. Own up to it. It's yours. However, you need to be able to manage your anger all the time. All the time. Because they say if you smoke crack cocaine within 70, every day for 3 days, in 3 days, you are addicted. You are addicted. It is statistically written by Mayo Clinic and many others that says if you exercise and build your muscles up and you stop exercise for 3 consecutive days, your muscles will start to revert. It's inappropriate when you lash out, when you the underlying cause of something else, but you make something that's weaker than you or uh, as your target so you can get your point across. Uncontrolled and frequent outbursts of anger will affect not only your health and your relationship, but your life itself. People will not want to be in your presence because they say, I don't really want to be around her because she's mad all the time. She's angry all the time. Anger management is a term used to describe the skills you need to recognize that remember I said you are in charge of your own anger. You're the boss. You want to be boss of something? You want to own your own company? You are the boss of your own anger company. And now you run it. It says that you recognize or someone else is becoming angry, then take the appropriate actions to deal with the situation in a positive way. It does not mean internalizing and suppressing your anger because that's just passive aggressive, and that's like putting a pot on low, and when it begins to sizzle, you turn it up a little more, and it begins to rumble, you turn up a little bit more and begins to boil, and you turn it up a little more, and then it starts splattering everywhere because you have now become, you imploded and now you have exploded. But recognizing the triggers and signs of anger and finding other appropriate ways to express our feelings. That's anger management. Controlling, not suppressing. Controlling, not suppressing. Anger management, therefore, is about learning to control your anger. This is your company. Anger, you own it. Control it. You are the CEO. Control it. It is yours. It belongs to you. You were born with it. and it belongs to you. That doesn't mean to suppress or internalize it, which can be damaging as a frequent as frequent outburst instead of understanding why you're so angry. You have never met me. And you may view this particular video and say, "Oh, she don't know what she's talking about. She's not. She doesn't know me. I don't have to know you. I don't. You don't have to know me to know that the outcome of a bad situation where you did not control your anger can result in a negative something happening to you." We all get angry sometime, y'all. Oh my goodness, yes, I get angry too. I get angry. Even people who are good tempered, or just don't look like they'll get mad at anything. It's actually good to get angry sometimes. And I can give you a perfect example of injustice. When people are killed by people in authority, it's time to get mad about something. When someone else's rights have been infringed upon, it is therefore a necessary part of your life to get angry. As my parents would say, stand up for something or you'll fall for anything. The man who is angry at the right things with the right people, and further, he ought and fight when he ought to fight, as long as he fight and he fight with praise. See, I always tell my clients, I said, look, you can approach any situation. You can, like it or dislike it. But if you dislike it, remember this. Just remember this. Say to the person, I feel uncomfortable when. But don't point your finger, because I'm already on the defensive because I'm mad and I'm saying whatever I think I can say to get you all mad at me all over again, or get you all mad and upset and say the wrong thing, and then I got you where. Don't let nobody have that kind of power over your life. Don't let anyone ever have that kind of power on your life. Anger management skills will help you understand what is behind your anger and then express it in a more healthy way. See, the fact that you stumped your toe and then you went in there and hit someone, they didn't do anything to you, but you stumped your toe. And that's the beginning. That seems trivial, but what I'm trying to tell you is when you start looking at the onion doesn't make you cry, but when you start peeling it makes you cry. How you handle anger as an adult is how you saw anger handled as a child. You mimic what you see. I had a friend of mine who, and I kept telling her to stop saying ugly words around her little girl. And every time she say the S word over, and I kept telling her, baby, don't say that. Don't keep saying that, baby. That baby hears you. One day in church, when everybody was walking out and it looked like a dead silence went over the church, and the baby was doing something with a piece of paper, and she hauled off and loud, high and loud as she could, the S word. And everybody in church turned around. But the child only mimicked what she saw. And she got the same response that her mom got when she said it. So we have to do this in a healthy way. This will allow you time to communicate your message more clearly. Because when you're mad and the word won't come out, and then when they come out, they're everything but what you intended to say, that's when we need to stop and think. Am I about to say something somebody heard? Think before you speak. Think before you speak. Think before you speak. It doesn't mean to internalize that thing or suppress it, but think sometime before you speak. Many of us have learned behaviors to help us deal with strong emotion. Anger management may therefore be about unlearning ineffective ways. What do you think I mean by that? I learned as a child how to, when I get mad, go punch my fist into the wall. I learned it as a child. Now, never mind, I done broke every knuckle in my hand. I done cracked because I'm not doing it in an effective way. But that's what I learned. I mark what I learned. I learned that when I get angry, I get drunk and I beat everything I see in sight, because that's what I learned and that's what I saw. That's an ineffective mechanism. You have to relearn a positive way. Cooking, crocheting, fishing, gardening, reading. There is something that you like to do that would keep you interactive for 10 or 15 minutes at least, so your anger can calm down. You can calm yourself down. Because going to bed angry, you're going to wake up angry because you did not resolve the issue before you laid down. Do you need professional help with your anger? Maybe so. Maybe so. I am a certified anger management specialist, and that is what I do. I take a mental evaluation. You sign a consent. You get the HIPAA form. I'm all about, your privacy. And when you come to me, it's a safe place. It's a safe place. What you tell me here, except you threaten to hurt somebody or hurt yourself, I don't have to ever tell anybody what goes on in our sessions. There are many, many anger management techniques that you can learn and practice and teach others if you want to. However, if you or someone experience a regular angry or very strong emotion, then you may want to send them to me and have them to go to my website at www.angermanagementcoaches.com. So easy. Angermanagementcoaches.com. Just put that in and Google will take you right to like third certified anger management specialist. I will pop up. You can go to my website, or you can go to my Facebook page on anger management. You can go to Twitter, Dr. Tingamy. You can go to Tumblr, and you can also go to LinkedIn and find some of my videos. If any of these statements are true about somebody you know, about yourself, then you may need professional help to manage your anger. But you have got to be like an alcoholic and say, I have a problem. Because if you don't, the courts will. And the court is not pleasant when they have to tell you to go seek anger management, because they may be 90 hours before you can graduate, and then you have to present them with a certificate, and the therapist may have to speak in your behalf. If any of these fit you, this will let you know. If your behavior has led to any sort of criminal or civil wrongdoing, you need anger management. You're violent towards your partner, children, and others, you need anger management. You threaten violence to people or property, you need anger management. You have outbursts of rage which involve deliberately breaking something, you have anger management problems. You have constant arguing with people close to you, your spouse, your partner, your parents, your children, your colleagues, or your friends. You even argue with the stop sign, and it say STOP. It doesn't mean state taxes on property. It means stop. That's all it means. You have anger management problems. You feel angry and you frequently internalize the emotion. I just walk away. I don't say nothing. Believe me, you are going to say something. You're going to say something. If you think you may need professional help with your anger, please seek me or someone. I'm cost effective. That's number one. I push for you to go to anger management therapist who's certified to do this, not just somebody out there saying they do it, but actually hold credentials. I have a national provider's number. I mean, I made sure that I could be credible in your life as we walk through this, because it's a journey, and I won't leave you alone. You can I can tell you some of the things that you can expect to get from an anger management therapist. There's some steps towards managing your anger. There are a number of steps that you can take to help us to manage our anger appropriately. I don't want to leave me out, because there's a way to do it. Step number one, start to understand your anger. Let me please reiterate that. If you go into a relationship with anger problem, you were broken when you came. You were broken when you came. You were broken when you came into the relationship. So now the person you're living with has to deal with your brokenness. And if they're broken, it's two broken people together who can't help each other. You have to go back, as Sigmund Freud said, back to mama, grandmama, granddaddy. We have to go back, because if we don't go back, we'll never find out why you are the way you are today. I'd like to compare to genetics. On the outside, I look like a black woman. Genetically, that's what defines me, is the color of my skin. People say that's a black woman. But it would be shocking if you found out that both my parents were of another race, and here I said black. It would be like, wow, I wonder how that happened. Somebody lied. Somebody didn't tell the truth. If you come into a relationship broken, you put on a facade and you have not dealt with the anger. You got to start to understand, why do I get so angry when this occurs? Why do I get so angry? Many people use anger as a way to cover up other emotions. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing to do with nothing to do with nothing. It has to do with you're trying to hide a deep-seated emotion. Whether anger makes you feel like you're big, bad, and strong because you're really weak and you're vulnerable and you shields up and you can't take your shields down. You always feel like you're under attack. You need to seek therapy. This is partially true for people who were not encouraged to express their emotions. In my generation, you could have tried that. But by the grace of God, I got all my teeth and they all belong to me, and I don't wear dentures. Because children were seen and not heard. And then there's cultures where you don't talk about that. You pat that down. Then there were cultures where you better not say it, or you would live to regret it. Or if you said it, you were never heard. So all that's deep-seated is way back before you even got in the situation that you're in. When you start to feel angry, look behind your anger. You see that cross back there on the wall? You see all those certificates on the wall, doctorate, military degrees. I didn't get to this point by just getting up one morning and said, this is what I want to do. I studied, I went to school, and all those back there are genuine, every one of them. Ain't nothing up there fake. Everything up there, including the cross, is real. So you have to look behind yourself sometime to find out what the problem, identify what you are really feeling. Once you name the feeling, once you give it a name, because see, one thing about anger, it does have a name, and it's not anger. There's a second name, because it does have a name. When you get down to that feeling and give it a name, you'll find it easier to express it more appropriately. I've had clients who didn't like when I peeled back the first layer of the onion. On the way we're going to get to the source of it and give it a name is we have to look behind. And that means dig and dig and dig. And I could see the aha moment, like the light came on when oh my God. I've had them to go back as far as 3 and remember something traumatic. If you go to my YouTube channel and look at some traumatic things that have happened and how it impacts you as an adult, I have a video there about a little kid who cannot even speak, but he's so angry, his body moves, because that's what he's mimicking, what he has seen. Once you give your feeling a name, you can deal with it better. Number 2, know your trigger signs. Because guess what? If you don't know your trigger sign, I do. I bet you I do. I know just what to say. I know just how to walk. I know what kind of look to have on my face to set you off. I know what I can say to make you cry, because I am in control of your emotions. I'm in control of your anger. And you ain't even a CEO. You ain't even an employee. You're not even a custodial person. You're just somebody I use to make me feel better. So I don't use you all the time. I wait a while and then I come get you. And you allow that. Know when somebody's pushing your buttons. Take a breath. Tune them out for a minute. Find yourself. Tune into yourself. We all have certain things that make us angry and also telltale signs that we're starting to lose our temper. Some people start tapping. Some people go to rubbing their head. Some people go to stomping their foot. Some people go and go to humming because they're getting ready to lose their temper. The signs of anger are often easier to recognize. For example, people often say that their heart rate increases. Oh, my stomach gets to hurting because all those things are your GI tract, your heart, your immune system, even your hair follicles, get that fight or flight response, and they respond in a certain way. Do you know people lose their hair? Why they lose their hair when they stay mad a lot? Because they put their hair follicle in a state of shock. And they stay angry so much and so often until the hair never get a chance to relax, and then it doesn't get any nutrients and it fall out. You may see the jawline begin to tighten. They get tense. You see them clench their fists. Some people even move around a little bit, start walking up and down, pacing the floor. Again, that's an adrenaline response. That's that synthetic morphine kicking in, trying to make you feel good. And adrenaline is sending your heart racing and your breath, and you're short of breath because you're losing your temper. Sometimes triggers can be personal, but there are a number of general themes that can help you identify them. For example, negative thoughts are often associated with anger. I was just sitting here thinking, girl, and I thought about what he did, and there you go. Off on a 10. Be aware if you start generalize, all of them is just like that. He just like the other one. Never helps me. I tell you, everyone, read my article also, and there's 7 reasons why you attract the same kind of person in each relationship. Every relationship ends the same because you attract that kind of person. She leaves her shoes laying around. He leave his underwear laying around. I'm going to tell it like it is. He leave his drawers laying around with the skid marks in it, knowing I don't want to pick that up. He leave the dishes in the sink dirty. He don't turn off the lights. He got the TV on in every room, plus out on the patio, and every light on in the house. And he ain't even in the house. He gone to the store. Triggers. Or either jumping to conclusions about what people are thinking. And more about this is when we think they thought, or they, we get mad. We get mad. People or places that you find stressful may also make it harder to control your emotions. If your anger is a mask, because whatever's down on the inside is what it is. But if it's a mask for your emotions, it may therefore be the very, very root of your problem. And guess what? It's going to come out. It's going to emerge. Being aware of what makes you stress can help you to avoid the stressful situation. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with heights, but I would not like to cross a bridge and look over down there, especially if it was a shaky bridge, like in Ghana. There's a bridge and it's a long way up the hill, and you cross over this bridge, and any of y'all have been there where the castles are and everything, where the slaves were brought in and taken, where the slaves were taken out. There's a park you can go to, a sanctuary you can go to, and you can climb this high mountain, then you got to walk this shaky wooden bridge. Nobody falls off, but it is a shaky bridge. Now, I'm not going to test my nerves and go up there on that bridge, because I know I would be very afraid. So if you know that situation is going to stress you out, don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. Ask for management from a certified anger management specialist. Understand what stress is and how to manage stress. Number 3, learn to cool your temper. Tame your temper. It is yours. You own it. you are the boss, you the CEO, you own this thing, then you should be the one who controls it. Just as we all have trigger anger, so we all have ways that we cool down. And you need to learn some of these techniques. One is so easy. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And if you do that 2 or 3 times and do it well, a thorough cleansing inhale and exhale, you're going to get tired and you got to relax. You're going to relax, consciously breathing. Not because when you get angry, you get short. You can't even hardly get the next word out. You're so angry. The idea behind this is to reverse some of the physical symptoms of anger. Because if you got to concentrate on inhaling and exhaling, after a while, you're going to kind of forget what you got mad about, and you have to go back to thinking about it, get angry all over again. You have it under control. You have it under control. When you start to feel tense and to get angry, try to isolate yourself for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Don't mean to internalize it or suppress it or say, that's what I do, I just walk away. No. You need 15 minutes and concentrate on relaxing and steady breathing. So when you come back, you can say to me, I feel uncomfortable when I hear. Don't necessarily point your fingers at when you say, I feel uncomfortable when it is said. And say what you heard them say. Inhale and exhale deeply for 3 or 4 times in a row. Not now, tomorrow, the next day, but right now, let's do that. Right now. Count slowly to 4 as you inhale, and then count slowly to 8 as you exhale. In 4, out 8. That's going to take some time, y'all. That's going to take a little bit of time. Just inhaling alone, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 8 is 32. That's going to take you, they're going to take you a little bit of time. And that time is getting by so you can calm down. I want you to start, when you feel yourself getting all hot and heated, feel the air circulating and moving in and out of your lungs as you breathe. Concentrate and feel your ribs, as you inhale and exhale. Stop and revert to normal breathing if you start feeling dizzy, because you can do it too hard. You be so mad, you just feel like you're getting drunk. Stop and just go to breathing, because you've overdone it, and you can fix that. Even if you can't take yourself away for 15 minutes, stopping and taking and a particular relaxing or releasing, or go to the bathroom, do something to bring yourself so you can calm down. Hold that thought, I'll be right back. But you need to go somewhere and get yourself calm, especially when you get angry, something is about to happen. Take a moment to notice your body reactions. When you do this, when you trying to, I can't even do it right, y'all. Help me. When I'm neck roll, look here, baby. I'm going to have a crook in my neck. However you do it when you neck roll to tell people, you ain't even got to say it, but no. You not talking to me, honey. What did my expression just tell you? What did I just say? My physical face, and I've been told my face tells a story. So I have to be very, very careful in my line of business how I look when I'm listening. When I'm listening. What has happened to your breathing? What has happened to your heart rate? It's going to slow down. It's going to slow down. Sometimes just noticing the physical changes in your body can help you to calm down. You know what? When I learned to control my own temper, and I learned to tame that thing, and people roll up on me and I feel that anger coming, and I realize I'm the boss and I'm the CEO of this company, which is my body, my anger, I feel so good because now I am empowered. I am empowered. I will not let you have that kind of control over my life. Breathe in and out. And if you can't get away for 15 minutes, count to 10. You know when I do? And this really takes my mind off what I'm doing. I stretch. I hear things cricking and a cracking up in there that I didn't know I had the crick and the cracking. But I stretch. And when I stretch, I'm so concentrated on my stretching till I start calming down. And then I'm concentrated on my technique of stretching to make sure I'm not damaging anything. Number 4, find other ways, as I said before, to express your anger. Gardening, cooking, crocheting, writing a book. We have such high-tech technology right now. You can go on the computer and write down today how you feel and why you're angry and how you handle it. Next thing you know, you have enough pages to write a little paperback book on how I handle anger day by day. And who knows when you might, it might become a number 1 before you know it. Plan some ways to ensure this happens include plan difficult conversations. One of the things that I found in this therapy is when I have a client who has a problem with a family member, I give them tools and how to conduct a conversation. Do you know that you have to script a difficult conversation? And if you do what I tell you to do, you will either, this is my final word, this is what I usually tell them to say. Contact them, let them know you want to have the conversation per phone, video chat, or whatever. And you say to them, I appreciate you taking time to come and talk to me today. I want you to know that I'm grateful that you're in my life. I would appreciate if you would allow me to say what I have to say. Because when I walk away today, I will walk away whole or I will walk away. Because if an individual is keeping you bound by the fact that they can trigger your anger, that's where you will remain. If you are having a difficult time talking to somebody about something that's about, plan that conversation. Write it down. And I promise you, the things that you write down is not what you would say because you can flow off the world, but it takes a minute to sit here and type this. My recommendation as a therapist to write 3 things positive that they do. So that's 3 up and 3 things that bother you down. And believe me, out of that all the things they do, there are 3 things that they do bother you more than anything else. Now, when you finish, don't go off on a tantrum. Be bullet. I'm grateful that you're in my life. I'm grateful that you took the time to come to talk to me. I'm grateful that you want to get to understand me better. I feel uncomfortable when you yell at me. I feel uncomfortable when you storm at the children or scream at the children. I feel uncomfortable when you use this body language. Now, if you're finished with your 3, you allow them, but do not become into the defensive mode. Do not cry. Allow them to say what it is they need to say. This is the opportunity to get this difficult conversation done. And you either walk away whole or you have to walk away. You have to walk away. You are less likely to get sidetracked if you write it down. Focus on the solution, not the problem. Focus on what we can do to make this better. You're yelling at me, but it can't be me. It can't be me. Don't start running. I cook, I clean, I take. It can't be me. And, keep it focused. It can't be me. Don't try to analyze them. They'll tell you. And if they say it is you, allow them to say that. But you stay focused and you stay on track. Give yourself time. Give yourself time. When you have that difficult conversation, write some of those thoughts down that they're saying. Go back and replay that video in your head. And maybe it was something you said or you did. My mother never liked for us to pop gum. That annoyed her. So when we made her mad, we suffered the repercussions. It wasn't the gum popping that annoyed her. She had no control over how often we popped the gum. So once we got the bad repercussion, guess what? She trained us not to pop the gum in her presence. Problem solved? No, because my mother still had underlying issues. Other people have underlying issues, not the gum popping. It's the source of what that means to a person. I want you to remember this. Don't focus on grudges. Focus on the relationship. Focus on the relationship. Don't focus on the grudge because you'll go to bed mad and you'll get up mad. You will get up mad. And if you can make somebody laugh, not placate them, not make them look like they're a fool, but if you can bring a little laughter to it, and then you sitting here see them with anger and say, oh man, you scared me to death. I thought you were getting ready to say such and such. And kind of bring it on down. So when you have that serious conversation, they know that you're not stabbing at them or shots fired, as the young people like to say. I want you to do this. Look at your diet. Look at your diet. Look at the foods that you're eating. And see if it's anything you can take out, to make you or to help you to have a more wholesome, healthy physical, and then you can have a wholesome, healthy psychological. Take time to exercise. I remember years ago, it had to be like in the 70s when I was a young girl. There was a lady who came on who did chair exercise. And back then, I'm young, so these old people in chairs. Now I'm the old person in the chair. But she taught you how to sit in a straight back chair. My chair here is designed strictly for the office. It's got a little bump in the back to support my back. But she would put you in a straight back chair and you sit with your feet together, your knees together as well as you can, because that's exercise. And turn your palms up right. That's exercise. And then you just want to put your hands on the edge of the chair and push down. Do you know that's exercise? That is exercise. It's not going outside and running 5 miles. It's not seeing how many weights you can lift, but you are exercising. You're taking some time for you. I call it my me day. Me hair, me nails, me feet, me body massage, me. I'm taking care of me. Next, I'm about to get through with, and the last thing I want you to sleep well. They have some natural stuff over the counter, melatonin, if you can take it. Try sleepy time tea. Try herbal, go and Google. You can Google so much stuff now. Even mistletoe is good for you. You'd be amazing at some of the stuff that we take for granted that's really good for you. And if you start taking it, because sometimes we are missing trace elements, and I'm a nurse, so I do understand the terminology, trace elements in our system that cause us to be in a constant state of I need. And so as you physiologically are needing, emotionally you're needing, because you're not getting fed fresh blood with everything you need in it. Learn to manage your stress levels. You are the boss of your own anger. Quote Dr. Della M. Tingamy, RN, PhD, CAMS, Certified Anger Management. Believe me, you are the boss. And I'm getting ready to close this video out, but I want to tell you this. Improving relationships and health is one of the goals that if you have an anger management problem, you need to strive for. I like to equate anger management to cancer. If it's not brought under control or treated, it will eat away at you. It will eat away at you and control your life and your relationship. Nobody like people who are in a constant state of rage. They're constantly lashing out. They don't have nothing positive to say about nobody. A constant state of anger will make you sick. People have gastric, esophageal reflux disease, not due to any surgery, not due to anything else except anger. If you've had intestinal or stomach stapling or whatever you've had done, it may cause you to have a reflux. But if you're angry on top of that, it doesn't make the condition better. Getting your anger under control is a good first step towards better health and a better relationship. Thank you for your time. Um, Again, my website is www.angermanagementcoaches.com. Or you can find me on YouTube at Della Tingame, DellaTingume. I am Dr. Tingame on Twitter at Dr. Tingame. You can find me on Tumblr, it's Pastor694, and you can find me on IG at Pastor694. You can call me at 901 300 6809. You all remember, you are the boss of your anger.